fat titties, them big fat titties, them big... Sarah, you gonna start preparing for the banquet?
Yeah, let's begin.
I'm sure everybody knows, but now we're gonna have to choose who goes into the 7 coffins. It doesn't matter if they're alive or dead, somebody's gotta go in, human or dog.
Want to do rock, paper, scissors, perhaps? We'll go in. That's fine, right?
By we, you mean the dummies?
Yeah. Renmaru got in the coffin.
Well, why not? If we're just getting in.
Hinako got in the coffin. Scared of the dark, huh? Go in with your mommy. Kurumada got in the coffin.
Jeez!
Anzu forced herself in the coffin. Now's as good a time as any to show backbone. Can't be burdening Jin and everyone forever. Hayasaka got in the coffin.
If anything happens, count on me!
Mai got in the coffin. Thank you, everyone.
All that's left is that one.
The last coffin. I'll inspect it. Maple's burnt out body. The coffin that Kiju is in. I'll open it. No good. It won't open.
We have to think of a way to pry it open.
Yeah.
But since the banquet isn't starting, does that mean it's empty? Then Mr. Policeman really did escape. Well, then let's discuss who should go in the...
Oh. Oh no.
What? The coffins!
They completely buried themselves.
No way!
The gate! Hurry to the gate!
The gate is open. Let's go. Heyo! I've been withering away waiting. What? What is this place? What in the world is this place? Why, it's the antechamber for the banquet. Oops, pardon me. I'm Meister, who will be overseeing proceedings for the banquet. Now, I'm gonna have you select a challenger.
What are you gonna make us do?
Oh no, can't tell you all that yet. The game is Russian Roulette. It's a test of luck between the challengers. Allow me to introduce the other challenger. Midori!
Quit with the theatrics!
Now, which coffin will you pick first? First? These. The challengers will go into these coffins. Coffins again? Why, they're just the same kind as in the cemetery. No traps here. And they're brand new and unused. Lucky you. If you're scared, you want me to pick first?
Wait! At any rate, let's look them over and make sure there's nothing suspicious.
Should you pick the left coffin? Yeah. Alright, the left coffin.
Alright, but let's check on them a little more.
Taro inspected the coffins very carefully. No need to put your sticky hands all over them. There's no difference between the two coffins.
Seems that way. Nothing suspect. I guess we'll just go with the one Sarah picked.
Okie dokie. Well, then I'll go on the one you didn't pick. Midori got in the right coffin. Off you go.
Was that really the right one?
Yeah, because that's the one that left. You're correct, Kataro. Now for you to decide on a challenger. Feel free to take your time thinking it over. Though not so long that the batteries run out on the dummies, of course.
Hey! What should we do? Should we volunteer ourselves or recommend who would be best?
You have to decide now? You don't even know the rules.
I'll do it.
Jin! Why are you so suddenly...
I'm always the one being protected. You're all so nice, so you'd never pick me at times like this. But if that meant only I survived, I'm sure I'd regret it. I'd feel like I was a burden. So I want you to let me do it. I want to know that there were people who I saved by being there.
You already have.
Because I love all you guys.
There he goes. Jin! Alright, now, let's move on. It's about time to start. Alright. We've arrived in quite the place. I don't see any coffins anywhere. Now, it's about time. I'll prepare myself. I'm not gonna sacrifice anyone. Well then, let's begin, shall we? Come forth! Oh! But, an amazing machine, isn't it? Coffins? Is everyone in there? Whoa, don't bother trying to open them, alright? Because I've locked all the coffins just now. At any rate, we should get closer and inspect them. Oh. The platform rotated? Incredible, huh? Using this machine, you guys gotta locate Midori. Locate Midori? Yep, in one of those 9 coffins, whoever hits their target first wins. This is the Russian Roulette Banquet!
You mean...
Naturally, the challenger dies if they're hit.
Then Jin's life is on the line? Hey, let us out of here! Are you outside? Big Sis Sarah!
Jin! They're completely soundproofed in there, but as you can see, you can talk via the monitors.
I can't see anything from here.
If only I'd known. I should have gone in there. What has you down, Sarah Chidwin? I mean, we are the only ones who can properly observe the situation from outside. That's right. What's important is winning and surviving. I'll win and save Jin. By the way, it's a team battle, so Midori needs a button pusher too. Meaning, I'll push the buttons in his stead. You ain't gonna cheat! My cheating is Midori's cheating. We'll share responsibility. You better not cheat yourselves. Rule breakers get death. As if we even could. Also, note that Meister doesn't have a collar. Anyway. Well then, once we decide the turn order, we can get started. I'd say it's fine for Team Jin to go first, having the disadvantage. Alright. Went a little long, huh? Let's get started already. Russian Roulette Banquet Edition, begin! An extremely heavy air dominates the space. From what we heard, the rules are simple. 9 coffins. If Jin is picked, we lose. If Midori is hit, we win. But
is it really that simple?
above all, it's strange that Midori, who should have been in a coffin, hasn't said anything. But it doesn't change what we have to do. We'll discuss it together and find an answer. By the way, you can rotate the coffins during your discussion if you want. Make good use of it. Mind? Okay. Alright, what we got?
Does this machine really just rotate? Can't we look at it in more detail?
Give me a sec. We ought to think about how we can differentiate the coffins. Yeah, we'll choose this one. Alright, let's observe. So he says, but
They all look pretty much the same.
the only one we can identify is Anzu's coffin. That means there's only a 1 in 8 chance that we hit Midori. There's also the possibility that we hit Jin.
That's a problem. I can't die like this.
Right, but what difference in appearance is there? Is there not something? Some way to see things that our eyes cannot? Let me think about it. Yes, actually, there's exactly a way. It's the lantern, in fact. Yeah, just use the lantern. What? The lantern? The light of this lantern can reveal things you can't normally see.
But I thought it was out of battery.
Well then, We'll use this one that I picked up.
Received a lantern from Kataro.
Thinking it's the same as your lantern, Sarah.
Thank you very much. Now, let's try this. I see. Naruhodo.
The coffins are glowing. What? What's on the outside?
I'm not sure of the details either, but there's something special to these coffins. We might just be able to tell them apart. Mystery of the glowing coffins. The coffins must be made with a special material that glows in the lantern's light.
Hey, what's it look like? How many glowing coffins are there? Tell me.
We saw the coffins glowing like this when they were off on their own, too.
Alright, hang on, what? How many glowing coffins? Let's figure that out real quick. Okay, starting with 3, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5? But there were 7.
Well, do you know?
Yeah, the number of glowing coffins is 5.
Really? I see. So, if there are 5 glowing coffins, then like, what?
This has to be a lead. Let me think about it. Alright. Coffins must be made with a special material that glows in the lantern's light. Just for example, I believe that some ores like ruby and diamond glow in ultraviolet light. Is that true? Oh! Oh, that's really cool, actually! Maybe those coffins are made out of diamond, too. Okay, that's ridiculous. Yeah, that seems a little bit ridiculous. There's no way they have that much money, right?
We saw the coffins glowing like this when we were off on our own, too. Never would have guessed the same lantern would be on floor 5, too. When we used it in the cemetery, all 7 coffins started glowing.
All 7 coffins? This is an important statement. Yeah, it is. It is. It very much is. We're gonna use that on that.
All 7 glowed?
Yeah!
Then why are only 5 glowing now?
Well, one of them took a hit from Maple landing on it, and the other one had like fire or something in there. So that's what I'm going to assume. By the way, there exists no other coffins than these. So the 7 glowing coffins were reduced to 5 glowing coffins because...
There are coffins that lost their glow.
Alright, why don't we think about why that is?
the coffins lost glow.
We could...
That's a nice remix.
We can plainly see that Anzu's number 2 coffin isn't glowing.
Why would you say which coffin she's in? Now she's gonna die.
We can plainly see that Anzu's number 2 coffin isn't glowing.
I've lost my glow?
Don't go adding pointless statements.
I'll retract it.
Maple exploded on top of Anzu's coffin. Is that why...
But there should be another coffin that lost its glow too, right? Is there any other possible cause?
Even little things matter here. Do any of you remember anything unusual that happened to the coffins? All I can think of is a particular smell that bothers me. Ah, that's right. Hanako splashed liquid at me and my coffin got all sticky. What?
Maybe the coffins actually use power to glow? Surely they ran out of battery.
Gotta be the explosion's fault, yeah? Heat of the blast, say. I think that has something to do with it. But we're gonna go do these in order, okay? All I can think of is how their particular smell bothers me. I feel like staying in this coffin for too long will give my suit a stench. Wow, you're useless. Oh, that's right. Hanako splashed liquid at me and my coffin got all sticky. See, Hanako was having me hold her cocoa, and I said, "It's hot, carry yourself." Then she crumpled it up and splashed it all over my coffin. I had no choice but to wipe it off myself. But that ain't important, is it? I can't overlook the statement.
Are you sure? Sarah, are you certain of this? Sarah, please.
Sarah, I don't think that's important at all.
Maybe the coffins actually use power to glow? Surely they ran out of battery. Dummies also run on battery, so it makes sense for their coffins did too.
It's gotta be the explosion's fault, yeah? Heat of the blast, say? The impact of the explosion or the heat. There's a lot that could have done it, ain't there? Maybe we conflict Ranmaru with Kurumada? I think that's the only ones that matter. Hold on a sec. I want to hear what you said. What? Me? Yeah, I think it was Coco, but maybe it was actually Cafe Mocha? The heat. The heat. Oh no! That means Ranmaru's gonna die! Guys, you're giving information! Whichever it is, that ain't the point. Ranmaru said the cocoa didn't matter. But both the explosion and the hot cocoa share the fact of being super hot. Hey, is that really relevant? He's not wrong that a blast and a hot cocoa would both be high temperature. I don't think they'd be the same high temperature.
If the heat had an effect, that means something melted?
Paint! Maybe there's something like paint on the surface of the coffins that the lantern makes glow. Come to think of it, that would connect to something else. The consent form in the classroom. Yeah, the consent form in the classroom. Because it was glowing green. That black paint. It glowed similarly when I used the lantern. And a spray of steam got rid of it. Whoa! So it was using the same paint? It's not unlikely.
If the paint comes off at high temperatures, then I can understand why Ranmaru's coffin would have lost its glow. And it's possible that a certain other coffin lost its glow as well.
Another coffin that stopped glowing? Would it be Kiji's? Because his... Yeah, it would have been Kiji's because the fire. The coffin the Kiji was... Yeah. That coffin used a cremation system meant to grill Kiji alive. Indeed, with enough heat that just touching the lid would burn you.
So Mr. Policeman's coffin lost its glow too. I bet the melted paint got under the lid, which is why it got stuck and wouldn't open.
Yet, how strange. Going with this, there's Anzu, Ranmaru, Kiji. 3 coffins would have stopped glowing.
The numbers don't match up. Well, and also, don't you wonder who painted them and when?
Good point. I want to clear that up. It was painted by the Asanaro goons. This isn't relevant. Understood. Let's discuss it. Why? Who painted the coffins when? For fuck's sake. Why? First off, when I split off from Sarah, all 7 coffins in the cemetery were glowing. Then someone painted the coffins before we parted with Kyutaro Hamburger.
I imagine it would have had to have been Midori. Surely the culprit couldn't be one of us.
Oh, I know. Wouldn't it get on their hands or clothes when they applied it? That paint stuff.
I don't remember seeing anyone acting questionably in the cemetery. Could there not be a culprit?
Hey, do you think there's a difference between Jin and Midori's coffins and the rest?
Got it! The culprit is Maple!
Hold up, are we sure the old-timer Kotaro is telling the truth? There must be some meaning to them being painted in the first place. Alright, I lost the order that these go in, so we're gonna start from Kana and go clockwise.
I don't remember seeing anyone acting questionably in the cemetery. I imagine it would take some time to paint all the coffins.
First up, when I split off from Sarah, all 7 coffins in the cemetery were glowing. For the record, there's 4 unglowing coffins now. You can tell if you light them up, but it's 2, 4, 5, and 7.
Then somebody painted the coffins before we parted from Kyutaro Hamburger. It's inconceivable that no one saw such a suspicious act. Thus, it was much, much earlier. The very beginning, before the death game even began. Before it began? Don't gawk at me. What I mean is they were repainted for the death game. Surely Midori had repainted some old coffins that had been sitting around for some time. And he reused them?
Could there not be a culprit? The culprit doesn't exist. In other words, it's a ghost. The ghost of the person in the coffin that played a trick. I was joking. Stop treating me like a troublesome kid. I mean, If it's a brand new coffin, so of course there would be a ghost.
Brand new.
Huh? Big sis Sarah, don't you remember? Seaweed Head said, I can't wait. It's my first time seeing this fancy new coffin.
Come to think of it. Yeah. There must be some meaning behind them being painted in the first place. I mean, so long as they aren't lit by a lantern, their color isn't any difference.
I got it! The culprit is Maple. She's the one who applied the paint. See, when we couldn't go down to floor 4, she was there slapping on the paint.
She was passed out. That couldn't be. But wasn't the shutter closed so no one could get into the cemetery?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Hey, do you think there's a difference between Jin and Midori's coffins and the rest? Maybe they're stored differently from the coffins in the cemetery, for instance.
Maybe. Hold up, are we sure that the old-timer Kataro is telling the truth? If this just gets us making a misjudgment, we'll all be in some real shit.
I imagine it had to have been Midori. Surely the culprit wouldn't be one of us. Only Midori would get these weird ideas. What kind of intention did he have? I can't even be bothered to consider it.
Oh, I know. Wouldn't it be on their hands or clothes when they applied it? That paint stuff. Sarah, check if there's paint on anyone's clothes. Nope, I don't see anything. Seriously? Not even Midori? I can't see someone inside a coffin. Oh, right. Damn. Painted some old coffins. It's not old coffins. They're brand new.
You've done it, Jinabushi. Well remembered.
Naturally!
No wonder there was no suspicious persons. A new coffin would have been painted to begin with.
So it was coated in paint back when it was made? Like the chocolate on a chocolate-covered almonds! Then even the coffins outside the cemetery...
Yes, Meister said so, that Jin and Midori's coffins were both new.
So Jin and Midori's coffins should both glow.
Both of their coffins glow! Exactly! Then the numbers would add up. It's not 2 out of 7 coffins that no longer glow. It's 4 out of 9.
Anzu's, Ranmaru's, and Kiji's, and one more coffin ceased to glow.
Is there just one we can't identify? But I suspect the last one would be among the cemetery coffins. It'd be odd if it wasn't.
This is some amazing information, isn't it? Because it means that Midori is in one of the glowing coffins.
Oh, then if we pick a glowing coffin...
Wait up! The same goes for Jin, too!
Oh yeah, then that's no good.
Unless we got a way to distinguish Jin and Midori, it's still a game of chance.
Can he knock on it? 1 in 5. 1 in 5 odds that we hit Midori? If we just miss, that's one thing. But if we hit Jin, Jin dies.
Sarah, it's too soon to come to an answer. There must be something else we can do. Can we look more closely at the machine?
Maybe. Okay, let's take a look. This part of the platform shows the number on each coffin. So, what are these round lamps beneath the numbers? Whoa, hey, don't go casually pressing that. Will you tell me about it? Of course. See, these lamps are a hint function. A hint? Yeah. This is a game where you and Midori take turns selecting coffins, but before each selection, you can get 1 hint. Once before each selection, can my opponent use it too? Yes, ma'am, and I'm sure he will. And what exactly are these hints? Too bad, explanation ends here. Just see what happens and think about it.
What?
You're good at puzzles, ain't ya? Ugh, do we have to use it?
Sarah, let's test it out.
We've narrowed it down to 5. I'm sure it won't be a waste.
You're right. Then I'll explain how to use it. Put the coffin you want to use a hint on right in front and then touch the platform. Alright. I'll choose one of the glowing coffins to use a hint on. Path shown by the hint. Okay. We can start on 3. But that would be too easy. I bet you he's in these. The one in the front is coffin number 8. Should we use the hint on this? Yeah. I pressed the lamp. It lit up red? Oh! Wait. Is that it?
What's that tell us?
Calm yourself, Cutoro Hamburger. That is what we will now consider.
Guess you're right. Listen, we can't use another hint. If we don't hit Midori, it'll come around to his turn.
We have to prevent that. Jin's life is on the line. It's okay. Even a simple lamp gives us information, like the color. Like the lamp's color.
It's color?
Think back to when we were searching on this floor. We saw numerous devices with a relation to that color.
That's true.
Oh, yeah, right. Blue is human, red is doll.
Then we'll have to discuss what we can determine from the color.
And then yellow is vacant. Right, if we all join forces, I'm sure we can solve this mystery. Let's uncolor the secret of the cover. The red lamp's meaning. The lamp indicates its contents. Red for blood. In other words, there's a human within. Speaking of color, there were those 3 buttons on Maple's back, red, blue, and yellow.
Come to think of it, I think I read a message involving colors red, blue, and yellow.
Hey, could it be like a gender or something? Lots of bathrooms in Japan use red for girls, blue for boys, yeah?
I don't know if it's relevant, but there was a colored glow for my fingerprint scan. I kind of feel like it's gonna be hard to theorize for just the color of the lamp.
Alright,
Come to think of it, I think I read a message involving the colors red, blue, and yellow.
I think this is the correct choice. In fact. Because it was on the monitor system, and it was the coffins.
I think it was... Sorry, I can't remember. I'm sure I would if I saw it again.
Yup. The lamp indicates its contents. Red for blood. In other words, there's a human within. True, I feel that may be somewhat forced. But whether or not the blood flows through them is a major difference for identifying a doll.
I kind of feel like it's gonna be hard to theorize just from the color of a lamp. What do we do? This isn't good.
Jin's uneasy. Speaking of color, there were those 3 buttons on Maple's back, red, blue, and yellow. Those buttons were linked with emotions, right? Red is anger, blue is sadness, and yellow is joy. Well, any connection with the color of the lamp? Emotions and colors. Hey, could it be a gender or something? Lots of bathrooms in Japan use red for girls and blue for boys, yeah? That's why I got laughed at for having a red backpack as a kid. Pisses me off. So anyway, the person in coffin 8's a girl. No mistaking it.
I don't know if it's relevant, but there was a colored glow from my fingerprint scan. That color was... Huh, sorry, I forgot.
Well, ain't you all fucking useless? Oh! Yeah, you read it right here, girl. This is it! Is this what you saw, Kana?
What's that?
We found this note while exploring, which matches something that was displayed on the coffin control system.
Oh, that's right! I remember now. The colors were all explained there, too. Blue human, red doll, yellow vacant.
Oh, and since it was on the coffin control screen...
The colors would give information about the contents of the coffins, wouldn't they?
So the red color of this lamp...
Red doll. That means one of the dummies is in there.
A good hint. For we've learned that all but Jinabushi will be red. If we choose red coffins, then we shall avoid hitting Jinabushi.
Is that really it? Sarah, remember the coffin control screen again. Specifically the message on the top right.
Data log, blue 1, red 6, yellow 0.
Ain't this a record from when the contents of the coffins was checked?
Yeah, we didn't do anything like that. Does that mean that it automatically makes a record, maybe?
If so, when was this record from? It must be when the game started. I'm guessing that note was a printout of this log. Since it says, game start, blue 1, red 6, yellow 0. That would place it at the very beginning before Midori and the dummies came out.
But wait, that would mean that those 7 had one human mixed in?
A human along with the dummies.
There's what?
So, who's the sneaky bastard? I can't believe something like that. Look, let's calm down for a second. You think we could be calm about this?
Because that means this is a person who's been lying and pretending to be one of the dummies.
Hell, why would they do something like that? What should I do? I don't know what that fact means. But I won't be able to fully trust the dummies at this rate. In that case, understood. Let's first make it clear who the human is.